You are full of suspense, as if you are waiting for something bad to happen. Clear? Something worst to happen. This is why this is a classical story of suspicion. This suspicion is perceived in the single character, in the character of the narrator. Clear? This is the main idea of this story in your class. And before going through this story, this should be clear to you. First, do you know what is naturalism? What is realism? What is determinism? Do you know these theories? Can you hear me? These are the theories of literature, right? So, what is naturalism? Yes, what is naturalism? Not like that. Not like that. Actually, Guy de Maupassant is the writer from 19th century platform and early 20th century, right? So he is also considered to be a great pioneer of 20th century short story. Clear? So what is naturalism in his writing? So one thing, note it down. Maupassant is a writer of 19th century and early 20th century to talk about the naturalism in his literature, in his literary representations. As you have this text, An Unfortunate Bed. So first, what is naturalism? It's a kind of movement, where the character in the story is represented very naturally. That means without any help of supernatural elements, but based on science and technology. So, why did I say so? Because you understand, all the characters in this story are very natural, they are very realistic, right? And there is no help of any supernatural element to describe the terror, right? Obviously, when you are going through the story, you can feel a certain terror. But can you see the terror in the story by the help of any supernatural elements? No, no supernatural elements have been employed by Maupassant. This is why this writer is very proficient to employ the theory naturalism. Naturalism and realism almost same, still they are different. Realism describes the average life of people, right? The normal life, average life of people is described in the idea of realism. But in the idea of naturalism, the life becomes more natural philosophically by the theory of determinism. What is determinism? Determinism is a kind of theory, right? According to this theory, all the objects, all the events in the character are determined. Suppose, for example, the narrator is a character, right? So, did the narrator take anyone's help when he was scared of that? But he had his friends there, right? And from the initiation, he had suspense. From the initiation, he had scare, right? Scared of being mocked by his own friends, right? So the narrator from the initiation was scared about whatever will be done by his friends over him, right? And he could be the part of joke by them. So this kind of scare was there in the narrator. Still the narrator did not say, did not disclose whatever was there in his mind. Was it disclosed? No, it was not stated. It was in his mind, in the mind of the narrator. And finally, when the narrator went to bed to have rest nightly, then the narrator himself decided to do everything, like shutting down the door, like shutting down the, you said, corridor window, shutter window, right? Yes, everything in the room is taken in the middle, right? In the very middle. Yes, then you understand, the narrator himself is determined that I am scared of everything by my suspense. Still, I will not take any other's help. I will have my decision on my own, and I will do everything according to my own decision, own determination. This is why I am determined. Clear? So actually, determinism is a theory. It's a kind of doctrine, like according to which all the things in the character are determined. The character himself is determined over everything. টু দ্য ওয়ার্ল্ড অ্যারাউন্ড হিম। দ্যাট মিনস আমি কি করব তার জন্য আমি কারোর কাছ থেকে কোনো ডিসিশন নেব না, রাইট? এটাকেই বলা হয় দ্য ক্যারেক্টার ইজ ডিটারমাইন্ড, তাই না? এই যে ক্যারেক্টার ইজ ডিটারমাইন্ড, ক্যারেক্টার ডাজন্ট ডিপেন্ড অন এনি আদার ক্যারেক্টার টু টেক আ ডিসিশন, টু ডু এনিথিং। দিস ইজ ওয়াই দিস টাইপ অফ ক্যারেক্টার ইজ কল্ড ডিটারমাইন্ড ক্যারেক্টার ইন দ্য থিওরি. But you say, whatever was done by the narrator, practically, did he take any other's help? কোনটা? Then it was day, right? And his all suspense had gone then, right? Already he himself. But suspense, but this is irony. This is irony. আমি ভয় পাচ্ছি আমার বন্ধুরা আমার উপরে জোক করবে, আমি আমার নিজের জোকের কারণ হয়ে গেছি, তাই না? তার মানে আই হ্যাভ বিন মাইসেলফ দ্য রিজন অফ মাই জোক, রাইট? সো অ্যাকচুয়ালি দ্য জোক হ্যাড নট বিন কজড, জোক actually there is no sound, actually there was no sound, it is from the narrator's mind, right? You should be scared of, generally you should be scared of them, then yes, this is why this character is called, yes, this is why this character is determined, understood? Yes, this is why this character is determined, and this type of character has been sketched from the idea of the theory determinism. This is a philosophical theory, clear, literary theory obviously, and you understand then the theory determinism based on which the character is made natural, right? So একটা মানুষের মনে কি থাকতে পারে, কি হতে পারে না হতে পারে, ভেরি ন্যাচারালি সেটাকে ডেসক্রাইব করা হয়েছে। দেয়ার ইজ নো এনি কালার টু মিক্স, রাইট? কোনো রং মেশানো হয়নি। একটা ক্যারেক্টার ন্যাচারালি যেরকম হওয়া দরকার অ্যাকর্ডিং টু হিজ অর হার সাইকোলজি, সেটাকেই কিন্তু হোল্ড আপ করা হয়েছে, তাই কি না? সেটাকেই তুলে ধরা হয়েছে অথরের দ্বারা। হ্যাঁ, আর এই ধরনের ক্যারেক্টারগুলো কিন্তু ডিটারমাইন্ড হয়, আর এখানে ডিটারমিনিজম থিওরিকে কাজে লাগানো হয় এই ক্যারেক্টারগুলোকে ডেসক্রাইব করতে গেলে, রাইট? So why this text is a realism? First, in this text there is no help of any supernatural element. Still the text is talking about the narrators listening to the scary sounds, right? This is why this is a text of naturalism. This is a text on naturalism. And another point, the natural thing inside a character has been naturally stated by the narrator. So you understand, by the description of the narrator we can understand যে ক্যারেক্টারের যে মেন্টাল সিচুয়েশনটা, সেই মেন্টাল যেটা ডিপারচারটা, সেটা কিন্তু ভীষণ ন্যাচারালি দেখানো হয়েছে। এবং শুধু তাই নয়, ক্যারেক্টার ন্যাচারাল বলেই, সেখানে কোনো সুপার ন্যাচারাল এলিমেন্ট নেই বলেই ক্যারেক্টার একবারও ভাবেনি যে ভূত আসছে, দ্য ঘোস্ট ইজ মেকিং দ্য সাউন্ড, রাইট? এটা কিন্তু ক্যারেক্টার ভাবেনি, ক্যারেক্টার ভেবেছে নিশ্চয়ই আমার ফ্রেন্ডসরা এটা করছে। তার মানে ইউ আন্ডারস্ট্যান্ড দেয়ার ইজ নো সুপার ন্যাচারাল আইডিয়া, whatever is there is natural, right? And if you think of the character's suspense, it is also natural, because as a character many times আমরা নিজেরাও সাসপেন্স করে থাকি কি না? So it's a common idea, it's a typical idea of suspense of human beings, right? So then you understand how and why this text is based on naturalism, and how there is no use of supernatural elements. This is why this text has been natural, and natural suspense of human being is also there in the character of narrator, and the character is also determined. For this is why determinism theory has been also employed to describe the character as a natural one in the theory naturalism, right? So this is the main idea of this text by Maupassant. And another thing is that this text is representing the common idea of suspense, right? So according to my saying, suspense is a common idea. Why this idea is common? Because all the human beings commonly deals with their suspenses inside them, right? So it is a kind of, therefore, classical story of suspense, right? Classical story of suspicion, you can say. So how this is a classical story of suspicion? You can answer the question, because the entire ideas centered round the narrator regarding the suspicion, right? And next point, you see, when the story has just started, the suspense is evident from the very initiation, because when the story has just started, the narrator as if waiting for something bad to happen, right? You understand this? Nobody is saying, I will cause bad in your life. There will be happened something bad by me. So his friend did not say so. Narrator himself, by his own, had been waiting for something bad to happen. Clear? As if it was the narrator's anticipation, as if the narrator was anticipating for the bad to happen in his life by his friends, right? Not only that, from the initiation, he had suspicion about his friends, right? But his friends had no such activities to imply themselves to be the part of suspense of the narrator. That means narrator যে সাসপেন্স করবে, narrator সাসপেন্স করার একটা কারণ থাকবে, তার কারণ ফ্রেন্ডসরা সাসপিসিয়াস, ফ্রেন্ডসদের অ্যাক্টিভিটিস গুলো সাসপিসিয়াস, সেরকম কি কিছু ছিল? সেরকম কিছুই ছিল না। ফ্রেন্ড সাসপিসিয়াস ছিল না, অ্যাক্টিভিটিকে সাসপিসিয়াস করে দেওয়া হয়েছে বাই দ্য থটস অফ দ্য ন্যারেটর, বিকজ ইউ আর থিঙ্কিং অ্যাবাউট দ্য ব্যাড টু হ্যাপেন ইন ইউর লাইফ. Nobody is waiting for to make something bad to happen in your life. Clear? You yourself had been waiting for the bad to happen, for the worst to happen, right? So this is why the narrator as if was waiting from the very initiation for the happening of bad on that time in his life by his friends who were actually not like that. Clear? ও ন্যারেটর যেটা ওর ফ্রেন্ডস নিয়ে ভাবছিল, ওর ফ্রেন্ডসরা অ্যাকচুয়ালি ওরকম ছিল না। যখন ওয়েলকাম করছে, হার্টি ওয়েলকাম করছে, তখন ভাবছে নিশ্চয়ই এর ভিতরে কিছু কায়দা রয়েছে, বুঝেছো? তার মানে কি, ইউ আর অলরেডি ইনিশিয়ালি ইউ আর ফুল অফ সাসপেন্স, অ্যাজ ইফ ইউ আর ওয়েটিং ফর সামথিং ব্যাড টু হ্যাপেন। ক্লিয়ার? সামথিং ওর্স্ট টু হ্যাপেন. This is why this is a classical story of suspicion. This suspicion is perceived in the single character, in the character of the narrator. Clear? This is the main idea of this story in your class. And in your class, you will have no idea of naturalism, determinism, realism. This idea you will not have there in your study, because you belong to minor class, right? This is why. So then, one thing, this is a story of irony. This is an important idea. So before to understand this story to be an irony, you should know what is irony. I said once in a class, can you remember? Irony is a figure of speech in which what is meant is not stated, what is stated is not meant. I defined the irony in a class. Can you remember? Possibly, right? Yes, here whatever has been stated has not been meant, right? So whatever has been stated in this story by the narrator, has such happened actually? Nothing such happened. This is why whatever has been stated has not been meant. Whatever has been meant has not been stated. The narrator has not stated that I am going to be responsible for my own mockery, for my own irony. I am going to be responsible. It has not been stated clearly, but it is implied, because whatever happened finally in narrator's life, where narrator himself has been the part of joke, actually it was caused by the narrator himself, right? No one was responsible for this. This is why your scaring, your suspense has caused the problem, finally, the bad that you are waiting for. Clear? So your suspense is responsible for the bad to happen in your life. Clear? This is irony. So when the narrator is trying to avoid the jokes from his friends by himself, according to his mental suspicion, actually he himself has been the part of joke. Nobody has become responsible for this. Right? That means you mocked yourself. I didn't mock you. Yes, you are responsible for this mockery. But when you can hear some sound, but there was no one of your friends, is it not a part of being scared? Yes, suppose you are sitting at your home, right, in the room, on the bed. there is also your sister sitting beside you. One sound, very horrific sound that only you can hear. Nobody others can hear this, like your sister can't hear. So when you will ask your sister whether she can hear some terrific sound there or not, so if she say that I can't hear this, so will it not be scary to you that only you can hear the sound, no other person there to hear this sound? That means it will be scary, right? So this is why there was a sound, sound from the narrator's own creation of mind, creation of suspense, creation of suspicion, right? So then you understand about this story. Clear? So whatever you have then received from this story, first I said this story is a story of suspicion. Secondly, I said this is a story of irony, right? Thirdly, I said this is a story of naturalism, right? And when you are going through the idea of naturalism, you should be introduced to the idea of realism and determinism. And I also stated how the character becomes determined, right? So, and there is no involvement of any supernatural elements. This is why it is also a natural story. কিভাবে ন্যাচারাল স্টোরি হচ্ছে? একটা ন্যাচারাল মাইন্ডকে ডেসক্রাইব করছে, একটা ন্যাচারাল মাইন্ডকে, হ্যাঁ, যে মানুষের মনে। Yes. It was a prank. It was a naturalism to you. Otherwise, আর কিছু নেই এর মধ্যে, বুঝেছো? এবার দেখো টেক্সটের কোথায় সমস্যা হচ্ছে নাকি।